Today's episode of the Casey Crew is brought to you by Talkspace. Talkspace makes it easy for you to get therapy without traveling to an office and at a fraction of the cost. Talkspace therapists are licensed and background checked. Your therapist will be able to understand what you're going through and help you to make positive changes in your life. Sign up today by going to Talkspace.com/Casey and get $30 off your first month. Talkspace therapy for how we live today. Today's episode of the Casey Crew is brought to you by the Spotify original podcast Mogul, The Life and Death of Chris Lighty, hosted by Reggie, aka Combat Jack, co-founder of the Loudspeaker Network. Mogul, The Life and Death of Chris Lighty is a Spotify original podcast produced by Gimlet Media and the Loudspeakers Network. Follow and listen to Mogul every week exclusively on Spotify. You don't want to miss it. Chris Lighty shaped the careers of some of the biggest artists in hip-hop: LL Cool J, Missy Elliott, 50 Cent, Nas, Diddy, and more. What's up, y'all? It's DJ Envy.
And I am Gia Casey.
And this is another edition of the Casey Crew.
Hey, beautiful people.
Now, again, it's like the second or third time I have a cold while taping this podcast.
Yes.
And I don't know why. I don't know if it's the weather. It's changing. It's cold. It's warm. It's cold. It's warm. I'm flying. I'm landing. I'm driving. I don't know what it is, but I have another cold.
But you don't get sick like the normal person. When you get sick, it's all bad. It's like your nose, your throat, you're congested, you have body aches, you're shivering, you're under 16 covers. Like, it's bad when you get sick.
Yeah, and it's usually for about 4 or 5 days.
Yeah, and it's long-winded.
And then it's over. I don't know why. I got to start taking vitamins.
I hear it all in your nose.
I know. I can.
Oh, you sound terrible.
I know. I know. All right. Well, I want to shout out to Sierra and Heaven.
Yes.
Now, those two young ladies, they do a charity event each and every year. It's a charity fashion show.
Mm-hmm. Children taking strides against childhood cancer.
That's right. It was just an amazing fashion show, and all the proceeds go to children who are fighting cancer. Mm-hmm. And Gia and I hosted this year.
Yes.
It was just an amazing show. You know, some of the clothes were designed by kids, and just to see it was all ran by kids. I mean, kids walking up and down the runway. There was kiddie snacks. There was kids designing
everything was
the clothes.
Kid themed.
It was just really, really dope, and they raised a bunch of money for kids fighting cancer. Like I said, that was just an honor to be a part of it. So I just wanted to shout out Sierra, who is 12 years old.
She's 12 years old, and the entire fashion show and the cause is her brainchild.
Right.
It's all her brainchild. She told her mother that she wanted to make a difference and she wanted to help. And she spearheaded this idea, and it started from a little seed of an idea.
Right.
And it turned into this fashion show where they actually make a good amount of money to donate and help for the cause that she dreamed up. So
absolutely,
she is an amazing little girl. She used to dance for the New Jersey Nets junior team.
Right.
And she does a lot of things. She makes a lot of changes in her community, and she reaches out, and she's so successful. She's brilliant. She's articulate. She's talented. She's a special child. Sometimes you come across kids that are special that you can look at them and say, you're going to do something in this world, and she's one of them.
Right.
And then the other little girl, her name is Heaven. She's a singer, dancer, rapper, and she has a lot of notoriety on that stage. And she's only 6 years old.
6 years old.
6 years old, and she's doing big things too. So the two of them came together with the help of their mothers, and they hosted this event with us.
Right. So we just want to say we were honored to be a part of that show, and hopefully we can be a part of that every year. We just had a great time. Even if we're not hosting and we're in town, we would definitely love to be there and donate. We just had a great time. So shout out to Sierra's mom. Shout out to Charisma for helping us put this whole shindig together. We definitely appreciate it. You know, sometimes we talk about all the different things and we forget about the charity and how we necessarily try to help people and how people try to help people. Mm-hmm. So, you know, when I seen 12-year-old Sierra doing that, I just wanted to say, shout her out and say, we appreciate you.
Yes. And so does the cancer community.
Absolutely. Now, what I wanted to start the show off with is we've been getting tons and tons of emails asking, not about me. They don't care about me. They don't care about all the hard work that I do. And side note, I'm so fucking glad the 30 shoes in 30 days
come on.
is over. I'm tired of laying on the concrete floor taking pictures.
You're not tired of it. You're telling
balconies.
Lies right now.
I'm tired of hanging off of
telling
basketball
lies.
hoops. I'm tired of all that thing, all those things that require.
If you were so tired,
artsy-fartsy pictures,
you would not be calling me talking about what's the idea for today. You know that you dig it even more than I do because you didn't realize that you were such a wonderful photographer.
I am a great photographer.
Yes, and that you came up with wonderful ideas. So thank you.
I am glad that it is over.
Mm-hmm.
And we're not going to do that no time soon again.
No time again.
No time again. Not at all.
So go ahead. What were you saying?
I said we got a lot of emails. People asking about, as far as our relationship, how. And when they ask how, is they want to know, not particularly for me, they don't give a fuck about me. They want to know, as far as you're concerned, how do you hold things down and keep things together, as far as the way that you look, how you keep the kids on the straight and narrow, how do you continue to hold the house down, how that you're not going crazy with 5 kids and a husband that travels a lot and still try to maintain, things for yourself.
Well, we do that together. That's not necessarily a question that should be geared completely towards me.
Right.
We hold this entire house down together, and we do have specific roles, but there's a lot of things that we share in. There are things that might be female oriented or that people think are female responsibilities that you share in, and there are some things that people might think are male responsibilities that I share in.
Right.
So I think that we really help each other, but I think that the most important thing for a woman specifically, because women are usually thought to be the head of the household, usually not financially, there are stereotypes. So men are usually looked at as the hunters and the feeders. They're the providers. Right. And women are usually stereotypically seen as the ones that hold down the house.
Correct.
So I'm going to gear this more towards women because I think that women will more so take the bull by the horns and assume these roles. I think that the most important thing that you can do to make sure that your household runs seamlessly is to work off of organization and schedules. So with us, I'm the type of person that if my house is not clean and organized, I am not a happy person.
Oh, I know.
I am not a happy person. You don't want to be around me. I might have a little bit of OCD.
A little bit.
Where if there's something out of place, when it's time for me to leave the house, I have to make sure that that thing is in place before I leave. I like my beds made. I like my refrigerators and my pantries stocked. I don't like for my kids to come to me and say, I want this snack or I want this for dinner, and it's not there.
Correct.
So we have a grocery day. We have a day that we allot for movie night with our kids. We have specific days that we focus on individual children so that the kids never feel as though they're not paid enough attention to. Because when you have so many kids, I would say 2 or more, you want to make sure that you give them each individual attention,
right? So
that they don't feel as though any of their siblings are getting more, because you might have a sibling that excels in more things than their brothers and sisters. So you might be at more of their games or more of their shows or showcases, or at their school for more events and things like that. You always have to juggle it and weigh it out, put it all on the scale, and make sure that the kids all weigh out evenly with time and attention and things of that nature. So we have a movie night, we have a game night. Sometimes I take each of the kids out on dates. So it'll be a mommy and Maddie date or a mommy and Logie date, or, as you've said in the past, you take Logan to games and things like that. Sometimes I'll take the babies, and by the babies, I'm referring to London and Jackson. We call them the babies. I don't know what Brooklyn's going to be called because she's actually the baby, but sometimes I'll take the babies out together on, a little picnic, or we'll go to the park or something like that. And it's just them. And then sometimes I spend time with just Brooklyn, who's our 8-month-old. You just want to make sure that you bond with all of them. But I can't leave the house to do any of that bonding if my house isn't clean and organized. When you live in an organized house, it's kind of like the saying, cleanliness is next to godliness.
Right.
When I walk into my house and everything is in order and everything is in its place and I have everything that I need and everything is prepared, I feel good. When I get in my car, I have little boxes, little plastic boxes, like they're like shoe boxes. You can get
bins,
them,
right.
Yeah, little bins. You can get them from Target or Walmart or wherever you shop. I have little extra things. So I have my extra snacks in, certain boxes, and I have changes of clothes in case the kids get invited on a last minute impromptu play date.
He is very
or
organized,
something like that.
Very well prepared.
Yes, I like to make sure that everything is prepared the night before school, or before, we're going out or anything like that. I have their clothes laid out,
right,
all in a row. And I mean everything that they're going to need, all of their accessories, their shoes, if they're wearing tights, whatever it is, it's all laid out so that when you wake up, everything is right there at your disposal. Because the problem is that most people that have 2 or more children, and sometimes people even with 1 child, they feel overwhelmed, and it's because they're not scheduled.
Right.
Your life isn't scheduled. So it's like, okay, Sunday morning we have to go to church. I have 3 kids. I have to shower. My husband has to shower. I have to get the kids all bathed and fed. And then I got to pick out their clothes and pick out their accessories. And now we're in the car, and then I forgot this, or we're halfway out the door and I forgot that. It's like you want to make sure that you have everything. So when you wake up in the morning, all you have to do is take your shower, get dressed, and go.
Right.
You know what you're having for breakfast. You know that the food is in the refrigerator because it's all part of your schedule.
Right, it's all in preparation.
Wednesday is grocery day, and you know that you have the kids' fruit by the foots, your Cheez-Its, your Oreos, your whatever. You keep extra snacks packed in the car. When you do things in an organized fashion, it lends itself to a less stressful lifestyle.
Right. All that sounds good. And the preparation is definitely dope. And you should prepare the kids' clothes beforehand and prepare the food. That sounds all sweet and great.
Where's the butt? I sense a butt coming.
Oh, that's great. You prepare that stuff. That is wonderful. But what people want to know, and even myself, is one thing I respect is when I come home, you look sexy for me. Like, all that prepreration and stuff.
But you don't care about the food and the kids being clean and dressed. And
fuck all that. They can wash themselves.
No.
But the thing that it's always amazing to me is you do all that, and I expect to come home and I expect to see you with some sweats and your do-rag on, or your hair tied down, and your what is it called?
My doobie.
Your Dominican doobie.
Mm-hmm.
I expect to see the doobie, but it's not, and I think that right there is a lot of things that people forget. And men too, that they don't look good for their boyfriend, their girlfriend, their spouse. That's one of the things that you always have to do. You can't forget, all right, well, I've been married 3 years, or I've been with him for 8 months and he's used to me. No, those things, and I forget sometimes, I'll pass some gas every once in a while.
Hold on, every once in a while.
Yeah, so what?
Can we address that? Actually?
I fart. If I gotta go,
no, we should really address that.
I don't like to. Some people get out the room and they do it. I'm not. Look, you get it right here and there. I'm not leaving the room, and I'm a farter. All right, but
I don't like that.
I know you tell me all the time. You want me to think of you as sexy when you just farted? Yes.
I mean, I really have to block it out to look at you as sexy.
But we're not talking about me. But I was saying with you is it's a lot of people want to know why do you continue to do it? Because a lot of people feel like, it's my husband. I'm with him 2-3 years, or it's just my boyfriend. I'm with him this amount of time. But you continue to keep it sexy and you continue to keep it spicy. Like, when we did a lot of those 30 shoes in 30 days, you wore some of them shoes.
Those days.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, I ripped them off for you, but you did wear them. And, people want to know that side of it. Not just, okay, I pack clothes in a bin and put fruit by the roll up in, or whatever it's called.
Fruit by the roll up.
What's it called?
Fruit roll ups or fruit by the foot.
Whatever it's
go
called.
Ahead.
And then you put that with some Capri Suns in a box. That's all cool and great. Yeah, that's cute. But they want to know about, you continue to keep the the blood pumping in this relationship. You continue to keep the blood in my penis erect. You know, that's what they want to know about.
What? Like, come on.
I'm just being honest.
Whatever. I think that it is very important to be mindful as to not take your spouse or your boyfriend, your long-term boyfriend or girlfriend for granted.
Right.
And I think it really just comes with the territory. It's so easy to do when you're used to seeing the same person several times a week or day in and day out. You get used to them, especially if you're in love. Like, oh, he loves me. Oh, she loves me. So I can just kind of relax. I can let it all hang out around them. No. You know what my mom used to tell me?
What?
She used to say, you know, Gia, it's one thing, you know, to be in a relationship and you're intimate. And of course, you know, your husband knows what you look like naked. But if you have any flaws, don't flaunt them around your husband. You know, if there's something that you're not too proud of or that needs a little work, don't put it on Front Street for him to see. Like, don't flick on all the lights and be walking around like, hey, you want a sandwich from downstairs? You know, make sure that you leave a little mystery.
Right.
You know, if there's something you don't like, just kind of, and it's not, and I'm not saying to not be proud of our bodies, and it's not even necessarily body. It could be anything. She's like, don't be, this is what she said. She said, familiarity breeds contempt. People, think about that. I've never forgotten that saying. And when she told me that, she's like, when you see 100% of someone, all of their good, all of their bad, and everything, it can really fuel contention. You know, like it can really make you look at them a little bit more differently than you're used to looking at them. Mm-hmm. And it goes hand in hand with the saying, the more familiar you become with somebody, the more you know them, the more intimate you are, not necessarily sexually, but just in your beings, the more you see that you actually don't want to see. It's like men, when they see something that they feel like they can't have and they lust after it and they want it. It's like you want to touch it, but you can't. She said you need a little bit of that in your relationship. She's like, also, don't make yourself so available all the time. Every time he calls you, you're available. Oh, you want to go on a date? Yeah, I'm here. I'm ready. Like you have no life. Like you're sitting there waiting on his phone call. There's no chase. There's no allure. There's no, God, I wish I could have her, but I can't. Or damn, I'd love to see her tonight, but I can't. She's like, you're not building up towards anything. Right. She's like, sometimes you just have to withhold. You can be sitting in your apartment, you know, in sweatpants and a t-shirt with your hair in a pony, you know, with the remote and a pint of ice cream, and he can call you and say, hey, you know, I'm free tonight. Can we go out? And you can say, no, I have plans. I'm going out with so-and-so. And it can be the furthest thing from the truth. And you might really want to see him that night, but you really have to leave him wanting something from time to time. Right. So I think that carries over into marriage as well. Of course, you know where I am and what I'm doing, but I mean, I guess it's a little secret. I don't always try to make myself available for whenever you want me. I do try to hold back a little bit, and I actually see it work with you. Yeah, I mean, do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's I see it work until I pull my penis out. And right. Of course, that's what. Yes, sure, of course. But yes, I see it work with you. Right. It's kind of like a game of push and pull, and every time that I feel as though I pull away from you, I feel you pushing towards me. Or more, no, okay, I know where you're going. No. The more I push, I pull you. That was like a little alley-oop, right? Yeah, that was alley-oop. But yeah, you know, so I think that we just have to be a little bit more mindful of how much we give. And I kind of tapped on that. I don't know if it was last week or the week before, but you know, you can't just be so all giving with yourself. So with that being said, so I think it's really important to remain sexy for the person in your life so that they can always have that sexual interest in you and they don't look elsewhere, because we are human and when you're bored with what's at home, and that's male and females alike, you do tend to look. It doesn't mean that you're going to act on the fact that you're looking, but you don't really want your partner's eye to wander.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you do what you can to keep their eyes on you. And for women, a little bit of mascara and lipstick can go a long way.
No, absolutely.
Just keeping yourself neat and, doing your hair and make sure that you're not always in a sweatsuit, that, you throw on heels from time to time.
Absolutely. I would say this. I would say, what keeps a man wanting to stay home is his woman. And that means the sexier you are for me, the more that you pique my interest, is the less I want to do anything but be up under you. I don't want to go hang out with my friends when my wife got a thong on and some heels and my shirt on. Mm-hmm. I don't want to go out with my boys when my girl or my wife is cooking naked in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to go out with my boys when as soon as I walk in the door, my wife rips down my pants.
Okay.
I don't want to go out with my boys, when I come home and my wife is standing in the bed naked with just heels on and some, slow songs playing. These are the things that you should do. And fellas, you should do the same. Fellas, you should make sure that you're always sexy. I know it sounds stupid and whack and they're so soft, but yeah, make sure you run a hot water tub bath for your girl. Make sure that you lotion her up and rub her down. Buy little things like when she comes home, make sure there's a thong and panty set and booty shorts waiting for her, and you telling her, here babe, wear this for me, and then when she wears it, you rip the shit off her. Like things like that you do, and that keeps the blood flowing in the relationship, and it keeps things fresh and keeps things energetic. And when it comes to the kids, I agree with you wholeheartedly. Everything is preparation and planning, and make sure that you never forget. I have a bad problem of forgetting, meaning our son Logan is very good at sports, mm-hmm. but because he's so good, sometimes I forget to tell him how proud I am of him. Mm-hmm. And the only reason I that made me think about it, because he just texted me back. I texted him yesterday. I seen him working out. He was training. Mm-hmm. Now this is off season for football, mm-hmm. but he still trains.
Right.
And his coach posted a video of him training yesterday, mm-hmm. and he was doing training work that I do when I box, mm-hmm. and it's hard stuff. It's hard shit. And I seen it and I was proud of him. So I knew he was training yesterday. So in the middle of training, I just texted him. I said, hey, I just seen your workout. I'm very proud of you. Keep going. I got your back. You keep working out like this. Who knows how good you'll be. Mm-hmm. And I mean, he just seen it and was like, thanks, Dad. It means a lot.
Encouragement. And when a person in your life shows interest
right.
in you or interest in what you're doing, it just makes you want to do it bigger and better. It makes you want to do it more. It makes you, I think, subconsciously seek to please them.
Right.
So when you appreciate the little things that I do, it puts a battery in my back.
Right.
And it makes me want to continue to do it. If I do something and I don't get a reaction, like me, I'm the type of person that I do almost everything based on reciprocity, cause and effect,
right.
Action and reward. If I don't feel that something I'm doing is effective, then I stop doing it.
Right.
That goes for you, that goes for the kids, that goes for life in general.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So when I do something and you show me that you appreciate it, it makes me want to make you even happier the next time.
Right.
So all of this, I think we're saying to say, put a little bit of effort in yourself, and it's difficult to do, but if you schedule yourself and you're living your life in an organized fashion where you don't feel overwhelmed and like the world is just on your back, if you make things easier for yourself, then it's easier to accomplish that goal in your relationship.
Absolutely. I think you said it best when you said preparation. Just make sure you prepare everything, no matter what it is. You prepare beforehand, and when things happen, it's
you
not
can
a
just
problem,
go.
Because you can
you're
just
not
go
stressed
because you're prepared
out,
and you're not
and
stressed
you have an
out.
attitude
and
in
that's
the
what
car.
you do well, and that's what I learned from you, because I have an attitude in the car. I ain't preparing shit. I'm just like, let's go, and you prepare things and you make things easier. So in a relationship, dating, whatever it may be, prepare.
Okay.
Thanks again to Talkspace for supporting this week's episode of the Casey Crew. Going to a traditional therapist isn't for everyone. Sometimes you need to reach to someone at your own convenience, and with Talkspace, you can. Talkspace is the online therapy company that makes it easy to connect with a licensed therapist, handpicked just for you as little as $32 a week. Now to sign up or learn more, go to Talkspace.com/Casey, and as a special offer for our listeners, you can use coupon code ZONE to get $30 off your first month and show your support for the Casey Crew podcast. That's CASEY and Talkspace.com/Casey. Talkspace, therapy for how we live today. Check it out. Let's move on to the email of the week. All right. Now, the email of the week comes courtesy of some lady named Nikki. Now, this is the reason why I'm picking this email.
Nikki doesn't want to be called a lady unless she's like 50 or older.
No, she's young.
Then don't call her a lady.
She's actually 23 years old. Now, Nikki says, "Hey, guys, I listen to the podcast each and every week, and I love you guys. I even purchased a Casey Crew mug from thecaseycrew.com. Thank you, Nikki." She says, "My question is, I have a 4-year-old. Yes, I got pregnant early, and she plays soccer, kitty soccer. And she says the other day when I was on the field, I got a little extra and I started yelling at the other coach because he said something nasty to the children. The other parents looked at me a little funny, so I kind of just stepped back. I know you guys have 5 kids. Has this ever happened to you? Have you ever gotten into a problem when your kids were playing? How should I handle it? I'm a little crazy when it comes to my kids. Please help."
Parents like her. Her name is Nikki?
Yes.
Nikki, you need to take a chill pill. Her daughter?
Yes.
Her daughter is 4 years old.
Oh, this is going to be bad.
Listen, parents of children all the way up to, I would say, maybe like 12 years old, because once they turn 13, you can start really assessing their talent, and you can kind of put them in the box like, are you going to do this as a hobby because you enjoy it? Or are you going to try to play in high school and then continue to play in college and then continue to play professionally? But at 4 years old, the goal should be for your child to learn the sport, to learn teamwork, and to have fun.
Oh, yeah?
Why are you looking at me like that?
Go ahead, continue.
Why are you rocking back and forth?
Continue.
I don't even like what I am sensing might be insinuated right now. Where are you going? Why are you rocking?
Continue. I'm listening.
Okay.
I'm listening to this bullshit. Go ahead.
Bullshit? What are you... hold on. I don't even... What are you talking about?
Go ahead. I'm listening.
I'm stopping right now because I want to hear what... No. I'm done. I want to hear what you have to say.
Says the mom that just cursed out another woman on the field last week.
Okay, no.
What? Says the mom.
Okay, first of all, hold on. I didn't curse her out. No. Why are you telling lies?
It should be about fun, and teamwork, and just enjoying it.
No. Hold on. You stop.
No. It's less than 7 dadays ago.
Rashawn, you're going to stop lying on me.
No.
You're not going to tell nothing. First,
wait.
No. I just have to hold on.
How you gonna let me talk?
No. You hold on for 1 second. First of all, the email is talking about a 4-year-old. And I just clearly said when your child hits about 12 or 13, that's the age where they begin to take sports up a notch. That's when they take it a little bit seriously. And as a disclaimer before you start your rendition of what you think happened, it had nothing to do with the game. This other mother, and I did not use a single curse word. Shame on you. This other mother was being rude and disrespectful, and I addressed her tastefully. How do you just create a whole other situation in your head? How do you do that?
Well, first of all, let me explain. Now,
is that why you picked this email?
Yes.
Shame on you.
Our son
That's
Logan,
why you're not picking the emails anymore.
Our son Logan plays flag football. It's not football season now, so to keep him in shape, it's not basketball season now. We put him in flag football. He still works out, he still trains, but he has a little fun with flag football. I'm the type of dad, I don't like to be near a field because I go extra. I yell, I scream. That's just what I do. So they played a team the other week, and the coach was a little extra. It's flag football, by the way.
He was a lot extra.
A lot extra. I mean, throwing his papers.
No. The ref made a call that he didn't agree with, and he had, it was like out of a movie. He had that clipboard with all the papers and the plays, and he threw it like 10 feet in the air, and then all the papers went flying everywhere. And Logan came over to me and he was like, "This dumbass has to go and pick it all up right now."
Go pick up the papers. So now the thing is, we're at the game, and Logan is doing fantastic. He's doing terrific. He's getting interceptions. He's scoring touchdowns. So running one of the touchdowns, he scored an interception. He ran it down, and I'm not going to lie, Logan stepped out of bounds.
Okay. The
ref didn't see it. Right?
Is it the same one when he threw
the ref didn't see it.
Uh-huh.
And the other coach screamed and was like, "You didn't see it," and threw the clipboard, right?
Uh-huh.
And then made a comment about Logan. Said something about Logan. Said something to Logan, right?
Mm-hmm. He said something to Logan.
Said something to Logan, right?
Right.
So Logan responded.
Mm-hmm.
He threw the clipboard. So Logan says, "You threw the clipboard. Now you got to go get the clipboard." Duh. I heard Logan when he said it, right?
Uh-huh.
So the guy said something to Logan first. So Logan said that. Then the guy calls Logan a wise guy.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "No, he's not a wise guy. I'm a fucking wise guy." Because now I'm mad. You don't talk to my son. This is kids. This should be flag football. It should be fun. You're taking it too serious.
And he should be talking to his own players. He shouldn't be talking to the players of the other team.
Exactly.
If he has an issue, he needs to take it up with the referee or with the coach. But you don't address other children as an adult.
So, Nikki, if you're out there listening, yes, I take it serious. I take it serious at 4. Yes.
No, wait.
I'm going back. I'm just telling Nikki how serious I take it. So let me go back. So then, you
better exonerate me.
So hold on. So then Logan comes out the game because they
rotate.
They rotate. Logan comes in, another kid comes out, so when Logan's out the game, I seen one of the kids on the other team grab a flag and push one of the kids on my son's team on the floor
during a play.
Mm-hmm. So I call Logan over and I nod my head. And Logan knows what that means. That means if a kid puts his hands on you, you bust his ass. That's what that means. Straight up and down. We're not playing none of these games. You're not going to push me around. You're not going to touch my son. It's not going to go. It's not going to happen. I see where this is going.
Right.
So Logan says something stupid to me.
What do you say?
"Dad, if he pushes me, can I punch him in the face?" I'm like... At that point, Logan says it pretty loud and everybody's looking at that time, so I can't say yes.
Well, they were all, parents of our players.
But I didn't want to say no. So I said, "Logan,
use your discretion."
I said, "Logan, if he touches you, use your discretion." Right?
Uh-huh.
Now, mind you, I just told you, Logan works out every day. He pushes the chains. He does the rope. He does weights. He's a little kid, but the little kid's strong.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no kid his age is going to fuck with him. So I just told him. So luckily, nothing happened. Our kids won by 40. But Nikki, I am that serious. I am that serious when it comes down to it. And Gia could sit here and lie and say, "Oh,
I cannot.
It's all about friendship."
First of all, I don't sound like that.
I'm talking.
Okay.
And learning the sport. And,
you need to stop with all this special sauce and exaggeration.
And after every play, you run out and you give a high five and you say, "Rah, rah, rah."
Okay, all right. Keep it up.
We won.
Shish.
We won.
Shish kumbah.
Yeah, we won. That's bullshit. You don't do that. So now tell them what happened with the other mother. Because I didn't even know you got into an argument. Madison walked over and was like, "Yo, I thought Mom was going to fight." I said, "Fight who? What are y'all talking about?"
No,
Mom got into an argument with a lady. So now you got into an argument over a fucking flag football. They didn't even have pads on.
No.
They wasn't even playing for real. So explain your story, Mrs. Mom that doesn't care about a 4-year-old's game.
Listen, there's not
flag football.
There's not much to explain. And what you're insinuating is so off base. I wasn't a crazy parent that was ranting and raving over a play or a decision or anything like that. I was watching and cheering like a normal parent when everything started going crazy with the coach addressing the players on our team and calling them names and just being belligerent towards them.
Right.
So a mother of one of the children on the other team came over to our side of the field, and she starts being belligerent from the sidelines as well, just like the coach that she's halfway representing.
Right.
And she's near another mother, and they kind of get into it. It wasn't even my beef. I had no problem. So I'm just getting an earful of it. But then she just started being nasty. And there's a way to talk to people.
Right.
There's a way to talk to people and get your point across without being out of line, without hitting below the belt, without using profanity, without being disgusting. And she came over to our side of the field like an animal. And she was exhibiting all of those behaviors.
Right.
And I just couldn't take it because I'm thinking to myself, why are you even over there? If you want to rant and rave, do it where you're appreciated. Do it on your side of the field where the other parents might feel the same way. But you have the nerve to come all the way over here as though nobody's going to check you. So it got to a point where now apparently, so now Logan's in the 7th grade and the other team we learned was they were 6th graders.
Right.
So it was their 6th grade team versus our 7th grade team. So her and another mother were involved in a verbal exchange. And the mother of the other team said something about the kids being 6th graders. And then the mother of the child on our team responded by saying, well, our boys are in 7th grade. And then she said, oh, it all makes sense. We are the best 6th grade team and you guys are the worst 7th grade team. So that's why we got paired together. Okay. And we heard that they wiped the field with you last week, which wasn't true.
It was true. They lost by 40 last
It
week.
wasn't by their team.
Oh,
it was by another team. Right.
And Logan wasn't
there. Some of our other strong players weren't there.
Right.
It was a bad week. So yes, they got completely annihilated. But she was being disparaging towards our boys. And that's when I walked over and I told her what I thought about what she was saying. And I'd said, I'm not going to go through everything that I said, but I said, clearly these boys, because they were rude themselves, I said, clearly these boys get it from their mothers. Now you can be escorted back to your side of the field or you can go on your own because you're not welcome here. Please leave. And she was just shocked. She just shut up and then she walked back to where she belonged. Right. So there was no, why do you paint a completely inaccurate picture? You just want to see me get upset with you?
You didn't say it that nice. You just say, clearly.
No, I did.
Are raised by heathens.
I didn't say that, but no.
Get your ass out of this side of the field.
Yes, because if she didn't leave, I would have asked the referee to escort her back to her side of the field because she was on our side being mischievous. So
Nikki, back to the thing. Nikki, I coach and I am my kid's biggest fan. So to put it like this, the more you cheer and the more you show your kids that you're into their sports, the better they want to do because they feel like their parent is supporting them and behind them. If you ignore them, if you don't show that necessary, what's the word I'm looking for? Support. Yeah, that's the word. Okay. If you don't show that necessary support, they might not take it as serious. So keep showing that support, keep pushing her and keep challenging her. And when she does good, you cheer.
But don't be the crazy parent from the sidelines.
Why? I've been the crazy parent from the sidelines for a long time.
I mean, it's one thing if someone puts your kid on their asses deliberately. When they you've been a crazy parent but she's not talking about just cheering. She's talking about being a crazy parent from the sideline, no?
Right. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with being crazy from the sideline for your kids?
Getting in arguments with coaches and with referees and yelling and cussing and carrying on.
If the coach is not doing what they're supposed to do, you should have a conversation with them. I have before. Have I?
You've done that in cases where Logan was getting elbowed or intentionally fouled or things like that. That's not what it sounds like she's describing.
Oh, well.
It sounds like she's being confrontational from the sideline.
Well, don't be confrontational. Support.
Do you understand what I'm saying? I just don't think that parents, when your kid is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, you act like they're going to the NBA. Or you're prepping them to go to the NBA. Like, you do the best that you can. You encourage them, like you said. You support them, like you said.
Right.
You get them the training that they need. You make sure that they learn the sport. They learn sportsmanship, teamwork. And that should be the goal. And winning. Of course, they should strive to win and want to win.
Yeah,
but it should all be fair. You're teaching them fundamentals at that age. That's my point. When they get a little bit older, then yes, you can take it maybe a little bit more serious. But we have been at games where parents, like when Logan and Madison were 7 years old, and parents were losing their minds, cussing, carrying on, going out onto the field. We've seen parents get into physical altercations with referees and with other coaches. And the whole time you're sitting back thinking like, yeah, I'm absolutely 100% here for it, but you are taking it entirely too seriously.
Right.
It's not that, it's very serious. And you and I both know we take our kids' sports seriously, but there is a line where it turns into just pure ridiculousness.
Yeah, I agree. But, you have to support your kids and you have to push them. And I just want to say one thing, too, that all that, it doesn't matter if you win or lose. It's how you play the game. It's bullshit. You want to teach your kids you want to teach your kids that they want to
strive to win.
They want to strive to win.
Yes, absolutely.
Another quick story. Our 3-year-old, she cries like crazy if she doesn't win.
Yeah, we do have to. I'm breaking her out of that, though.
London, she's the type, like, if she's in a foot race and she loses, she's mad.
If she's racing Jackson up the stairs, if he hits that top stair before she gets there, she's in tears. And she will tell you, I wanted to win.
That's right.
It's not fair that he won. Oh, my.
That's going to be my little star. She has the heart to win.
Oh, she's going to be your little star because she has terrible sportsmanship?
Absolutely. She wants to win.
That's what you're applauding.
She will do
That's the parent that you are?
She will do anything to win. I like.
Now I got to break her and I got to break you.
Yeah, look, you see what she's showing? She's showing that she will win by any means. You know what's going to happen next time?
That's what you want?
She's going to trip Jackson. They're going to be running.
And you could be like, yeah, Lundy, just like that.
You got to win.
Just like that.
You won. But Nikki, maybe a little going a little too far, Nikki. But encourage it and push your kids.
Okay.
All right. You agree?
Well, no, I don't really agree with you, but we can move on now.
Okay. Don't forget, this week's episode is brought to you by the new Spotify original podcast, Mogul, The Life and Death of Chris Lighty. Mogul details one of the most illustrious careers in hip-hop and Chris Lighty's rise to the pinnacle of music success before an unfortunate and untimely end. This story is broader than just music. It's the story of the American dream. Mogul, The Life and Death of Chris Lighty is a Spotify original podcast produced by Gimlet Media and the Loudspeakers Network. Follow and listen to Mogul, The Life and Death of Chris Lighty every week only on Spotify. The next email of the week, usually we do argument of the week, but I thought this was good because Mother's Day is around the corner. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. You guys enjoy your day.
You champs.
Fellas, if you're out there and you have your wife has a child or a baby mother or your mother, your grandmother, your auntie, show them some love. Raising kids is a tough job, and it's just that the day to just show you, hey moms, we appreciate everything that you've done. Now this email I thought was good.
Okay.
Now, this guy's name is Doug. Now, Doug says he's been married for 4 years. Mm-hmm. He does have a baby mom, and his kid is 6 years old. He said his dilemma is this. Should he get his baby mother a gift? His wife and his baby mother don't get along, and he knows if he gets a gift and his wife finds out, he's in trouble at home. But if he doesn't get his baby mom's a gift, it's going to be a problem and she might take it out on him seeing the child. What should he do?
Oh, that's easy. Get the mother of his child a gift from his son.
Right.
And tell his wife.
Right, but he just said his wife would be upset if he gets a gift because she doesn't like him.
He gives her a gift.
There's no difference. You can't say, "Oh, it's not from me; it's from little."
Yeah,
Juju.
because the intention behind it is different.
And she doesn't want anything. Don't give
the
that.
intention behind it is different.
The wife is probably thinking, "Don't give that bitch shit."
No, because if the baby's mother did not move on and isn't in another relationship, then there's no one to honor her on that day. I'm not saying that he should take her out to dinner or spend time with her on that day, but a little token of appreciation that acknowledges that she is taking care of their child is nice.
Now, what's a little token of that acknowledgement? What can he give without his wife having a problem? Because at the end of the day, you're looking at it like, yeah, that's my baby mom's. I don't fuck with you no more. But at the end of the day, I sleep with my wife and I'm with my wife all the time. I don't want to make my wife unhappy.
He doesn't want to do anything to agitate his wife, and it should be a conversation that he has with his wife.
Okay.
He definitely shouldn't do anything.
So how's that conversation going to go? Go ahead. I'm the wife. You're the man. Go ahead.
Hey, hun.
Hey.
So, I mean, obviously, so let's give the little boy a name. Give me a name.
Jermaine.
Okay, give me another name.
Doug. No, my name is Doug.
His name is Doug. Tommy. His name could be Tommy.
All right, Tommy.
Okay, so it's Mother's Day, and I want to give, let's say the baby's mother's name is Celeste.
Okay.
And I want to give Celeste something from Tommy.
No. Fuck that bitch. She had you in court. She has you paying extra, and she doesn't let you see the baby at any time. Why would you even think like that? What, you still have feelings for her?
Okay.
Like, are you crazy?
No, remix. Because if she's not letting him see, Tommy, then no, she gets no Mother's Day gift. So remix that part. Bring it back. So I want to get Celeste the little gift from Tommy.
Are you fucking crazy? I don't like that bitch. You see how that look she gives me every time she sees me? She still has feelings for you. No, you better not get that. What, you still have feelings for her? You better not get that bitch nothing.
No, but obviously Tommy has feelings for her because that's his mother.
Tommy better get a job and buy her that bitch something. No, you see the way she looks at me? She gives me dirty looks all the time.
Well, yeah, because you guys have a situation.
No. She's always on Facebook. She's on Black Planet. She's on Twitter talking about me bad. No, you're not gonna buy that bitch nothing.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. What do you think about this?
If you buy that bitch something, don't come.
You're so stupid. Hold on, let me get back his character. Okay, well then maybe not, because she has caused a lot of rifts in our relationship. So maybe not an actual gift that I would go out and purchase for her, but how do you feel about maybe me being there or helping Tommy
now
make...
You wanna go?
No. That's not what I'm saying. Me and Tommy, or me help Tommy make a gift for her for Mother's Day.
Let me tell you
so he can make her a card, or he can make her some type of paper mache type thing. Just something to acknowledge. I mean, not for nothing, she is the mother of my child.
Tommy is 6. They make cards in school. She can give her that card from school. You give none of that money from our bank account for that bitch. She was on Facebook and on Black Planet, on Twitter, and everything talking about me.
But you know, there comes a point where we have to start putting things behind us and doing better.
Put that bitch far behind us.
And maybe this can be the first step towards making our relationship better with Celeste. Because we can't go on for the rest of our lives the way that we've been going on with all the bickering and the beefing. So maybe this can be a stepping stone. This can be a building block.
You're right. Maybe.
And I mean, I'm talking about something small. Maybe it could be a little mug or a t-shirt or an apron that says, number one mom, don't be offended. We don't have kids yet.
You're right.
So, something like that, just to show that I appreciate her as the mother of my child, because as much as we dislike each other on other levels, maybe this can be something that shows her that I don't want everything to be so contentious between us.
Okay, well, why don't we get that bitch a rock so I can hit over the head with a fucking rock? Fuck that bitch. There is no way in hell we get her nothing.
You're being very unreasonable.
No, I mean, it happens.
So this isn't going to go anywhere.
It doesn't happen. If you're having a problem between your wife and your baby mom, your wife always wins.
No, I agree, but I think that
if she has a problem with it, you stay far from it and don't try to sneak, because what's going to happen is your baby moms will get it out there somehow that she got this, and you're going to be fucked.
So I think the answer is that hopefully his wife could be reasonable, because that is one day out of the year where, Mother's Day and Father's Day. So 2 days out of the year.
Mother's Day, Father's Day, but then you got Mother's Day, then you're going to have birthday, then you're going to have Christmas.
No. This is completely different. The only holiday that kind of ropes him into it is Mother's Day, because she is the mother and he is the father. And typically it is the father and the children that honor the mother. And if the child is too young to honor his mother on that day, then it falls on the shoulders of the father. So for him to just make a gesture, it doesn't even have to be a gift, but a gesture,
right,
to show that he appreciates the fact that she gave birth to his child and is taking care of his child on a daily basis. That's an honor that can be deserving. I mean, if she's a horrible person and his wife really has a problem with it, then I understand that as well. So in that case, you really have no choice but to put the wife first. So in that case, I would say you just go with the lesser of two evils.
Right. And I agree with you. I mean, I would try to have a conversation with the wife.
You always try to do the right thing.
If it doesn't work, then hey, but
you might not always be able to succeed,
right?
But you always try to do the right thing.
Right. And I agree. I say try to have that conversation and hopefully it works out. If it doesn't, then, I mean, don't try to do anything sneaky because it'll come back and bite you in the ass and you definitely don't want those problems, So you can always try and hopefully it works out. Hopefully she's open-minded and she says, okay, this is not about me. This is about the child and the child's mom. And hopefully it works out. Good luck.
Thank God that I'm not the guy and you're the woman in this relationship, because you'd be a little bitch.
Hey, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth. You know what I also wanted to talk about since Mother's Day.
There's something else you want to talk about?
Yes, just short.
What?
Mother's Day is around the corner, and I just wanted to talk about different things that people can do for their mothers. Mother's Day is always difficult and hard for me. And
why? Because you have a mother and a wife?
No, not only that, but we got married on Mother's Day.
Oh. Yes. Okay, I know where you're going.
Fucking gifts to get. It's
right.
Gift. It's Mother's Day for you. Mother's Day for my mom. Mother's Day for your mom.
Uh-huh.
So it's just a lot of fucking gifts to get, And then our kids are getting to
Look
the age.
at you. I thought you enjoyed that. Look at you acting all resentful of the gifts that you have to give.
I did enjoy it.
That doesn't make me want to receive it with open arms and happiness, knowing that you're not happy to be giving me gifts.
Oh, you're gonna open it with you're gonna receive it with open arms. 'Cause I give good gifts, but my problem is this. We have kids that they want to get gifts now.
I know.
So like Madison's like Madison like, mom, dad, yeah, can you get mom a bag? No, motherfucker, the bag's expensive. Then Logan would be like, hey, dad, can you get mom a pair of shoes? No, motherfucker, they're expensive. Go make them little cards that you did before, that little fake ring that turns mom's finger green. Go get one of them rings.
Uh-huh.
But I just wanted to talk about that.
Shame on you.
We were lucky enough. We got married on Mother's Day, May 13th, and
well, the year that we got married, it fell on Mother's Day.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And, a lot of people always ask, what can I get my mom that's, maybe I can't afford things. It's tight right now. Or maybe I do have a little bit of money and, I want to spend a little money for my mom. The dopest gift that I think always works for older moms is always, if there's a close casino, you get her a credit at a close casino.
Uh-huh.
If that doesn't work, I always think...
Hold on. Just because your parents like to go to the casino, don't put that on everybody else's mom.
Every old person
You're giving general advice.
I'm serious. Every old person likes to go to the casino.
Maybe, I don't know.
And if not, the massage parlors always work well.
Well, Rashawn, come on, dude. Massage parlor. A spa. It's called a spa.
All right, well,
the massage parlor. That, what a massage parlor sounds like? Right. Like the rinky dinky ones that give the little in the back. Hey, like that's what you sound like you're describing.
Your mom might like that. Maybe she's a little kinky.
Reword that. Send your mom to the spa. For a day.
And when I say the spa, it doesn't have to be an expensive spa. Of course,
it could be a 50-minute massage.
We all know the expensive spas at the expensive fancy shanty hotels, but there's also places like, and I'm not going to get paid for this, but I'm going to shout them out anyway, like Massage Envy or Elements, where massages are
very affordable,
as expensive. They're very affordable. They are very nice, and they won't cost you an arm and a leg.
Mm-hmm.
So,
because when you go to, for lack of a better word, a fancy spa, those massages can cost quite a pretty penny.
Absolutely.
So if you're, trying to give a massage on a budget, something like an Elements or Massage Envy could be the way to go.
Also, I think is whack, but maybe you guys might not think so. I think taking mom out to dinner or lunch or brunch on Mother's Day is always whack. And the reason I say that is we've done it so many different times. It's always packed.
The food is never that good.
The food is never that good because they try to cook so fast.
For everybody.
That is always whack. So if you can, if you can cook a home cooked meal at mom's house, or even bring mom some food and just spend time with mom, I think that always works. Because every time we went out, it was always packed. It was always, the food wasn't that good.
Oh my gosh.
But
the tradition that you have with your mother on Mother's Day is the sweetest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I might release some of them videos.
Oh, yes. You absolutely. Oh my, Rashawn, that would be the best. When I saw like the first of those videos, it made me fall in love with you so much more. It was the most endearing thing.
Right. We have this tradition where every Mother's Day.
We have to do that. We have to do that with our kids now.
Yeah, we can.
We're going to bite that tradition. New tradition. High five.
Psh. What we would do is, when I was a kid, we would wake up Mother's Day and we would be in our pajamas.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad...
And you're an only child.
I was an only child. My dad would play the OJs.
I always love my mama.
Because she's my favorite girl. You only get one. You only get one. Yeah. So that song... I mean, I didn't grow up listening to that song. It's just a classic song. But it was two versions. Mm-hmm. It was the regular version. And then it was the extended version.
Uh-huh.
And we would dance. One version was 5 minutes, and then the second version was 7 minutes. And we would dance
in the living room.
My dad would tape it, and
every Mother's Day,
we would tape it, and you just see the different. I think my mom's going out of town because I would just love to go by there and dance with her one time. She would love it, but
she would. Yeah, could you imagine?
They're going on a cruise, but
you should do it during the week then, before Mother's Day.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. So what we would do is we would dance. And then there was one part where in the OJ song, I think it's the OJs would be like, well, what about Dad? Well, Dad's somewhere drinking, and my dad would walk by drinking like he's an alcoholic. Mm-hmm. And it was just always fun. So I think we should do that with our kids.
Yes.
I think we should do that.
I'm glad that you just brought that up because it brought it back to mind.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
How old were you when you stopped doing that? When you went to college?
Yeah, when I went to college. I think the last year I did it was high school, or senior year high school.
Yeah.
So I think I'll do it this year.
Let's encourage people to start traditions, because right now I feel, I'm like sitting here smiling. I feel encouraged to, and we have a lot of traditions,
right? But
just the thought of doing a new tradition, start traditions in your house, guys.
Absolutely, yeah.
Give something to your kids that they can smile about when they're in their 30s and tell their kids about and show them videos of.
Absolutely. I'm going to go get those videos. I mean, I know they're on VHS. I'm going to play it and then record it, but I think it'll be good. And I think I'm going to put it on my Instagram. I think it'll be cool.
Yeah.
I think that'll be cool. Well, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Yeah, a few days away. Happy anniversary to us.
Absolutely.
16 years.
Yes.
This year.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
And again, shout to everybody that rides out with us and listens and emails us and leaves us comments. We definitely appreciate it, and we are so grateful and so thankful. And if you want to, you can always email us, thekcrew@gmail.com. That's THEEKCrew@gmail.com, and you can definitely holler at us. And also hit up the website, thekcrew@gmail.com. All right, if you want to purchase any hats, mugs, wine glasses, t-shirts, socks, definitely do so. And if you post it, I'll repost you on Twitter. I reposted, what's his name, Kyra?
I think it was Kyra.
That was Kyra. Somebody wore a damn Kyra t-shirt.
Yeah.
Because you can customize your own t-shirt on the site. Again, it's thekcrew.com, and I reposted it on Twitter. So shout to them. All right. We appreciate you guys. We really do.
Yes, we do. We do. Thank you for coming over.
Yes, we definitely appreciate it. I'm DJ Envy.
And I am Gia Casey.
And we are the KC Crew.
Doodles.